Greetings, hello, how are you? Hope this message finds you well. Let's see if I can adjust my lighting so that my glasses don't seem quite so dark. Yeah, let's just take them off. That was looking kind of weird. I want to... There we go. Starting off, I want to invite you to join my new Facebook group. You can find the link right in the chat there. Hey, Colin. You can find the link right in the chat. And if you like what I'm about, if you like my message, if you like what I'm doing and what I'm helping other people to do, then please join the group. It makes sense. It's the place to be, without a doubt. So, oh, God bless coffee. Okay. Let's see here. I want to kick some holes into some of these popular ideas that we see being bandied about that, for the love of God, I can't understand why people don't apply critical thinking to them. You know, I think it's because they sound so good. Let me see if I can tag some people here. Where is the tagging people? Okay, so inviting people. Yeah, inviting is what we're after here. Bear with me, by the way, as I am inviting some people to join us for this chat. There, I've invited a few people. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so I think we're ready now. One of the things, hey Ari, that really bugs me that people have subscribed to, just lock, stock, and barrel, is this idea of following your bliss. Now, left unchecked, this idea is responsible for untold amounts of, let's say, undertapped potential, just wreckage in people's lives. It is an idea that bears scrutiny. You must think it through. And I'm sure that you've heard this idea before. I'm sure that you've heard follow your bliss, right? So there are some business... Damn, this sweater is itchy. There are some business corollaries, some work and entrepreneurial corollaries to this idea of following your bliss. For instance, how many times have you heard someone say, to be successful in business, just focus on serving the client and the rest will follow? Oh, that is a recipe for overgiving. That is a recipe for not getting paid. That is a recipe for going broke. That is a recipe for burning out. And it's a recipe for many other things that are undesirable as well. And it's a direct outcropping of this follow your bliss idea. The essence, the underpinning sort of piece of these ideas is that there aren't disciplines and procedures, and there aren't boundaries and rules and guidelines that influence what happens with our lives. Right? Follow your bliss. Let's see, I did that. I followed my bliss until I was 28 and literally wound up as a homeless drug addict who was in and out of jail. Now, no more for you, Ari. Now, how could I have wound up in those situations? The answer, and I don't even mean to be cheeky about this, the answer is because until it got bad, it was really fun. Until the lifestyle that I chose, sorry guys, one more adjustment here. I really don't like feeling like I'm in shadow. So, well, that's somewhat better. At least now I have dramatic stage lighting. Until that lifestyle turned on me, it was really fun. Sorry, but it was. Drinking at parties every night, chasing girls, doing drugs, hanging out with my friends. It was a blast. And then, as it will, and as it inevitably does, it turned on me. But I was literally, in the truest sense of the word, following my bliss. in the truest sense of the word. I wasn't hurting anyone until I did. I wasn't, I wasn't out, well, yeah. I sometimes was out stealing and things like that. But the stealing, the crimes that I did were a direct result of the lifestyle I was living. Does that make sense? Are we tracking this? Do you get what I'm saying here? So I followed my bliss until I was 28. I was taught to follow my bliss. I was born in a cult, a hippie cult, and we were taught to reject the whole outside world, and we were taught to literally follow our bliss, do what we wanted to do, and we were basically waiting for the age of Aquarius, right? We were waiting for the collective consciousness of humanity to rise up until the old structures fell away. Well, it didn't really work out like that. So when people talk about following your bliss, when people talk about just serve with no sort of business disciplines underneath it, they're borrowing from these ideas that were really born, or came to popularity, I should say, during the hippie movement, during the flower power, free love movement of the 60s and 70s. And that was a time of experimenting with different structures and ideas. Now, it definitely infused the DNA of our modern culture with some good things, but by and large, the experiment failed. And it failed, believe it or not because the system dominated it. It failed because there was no substance underneath much of it. This is the follow your bliss paradigm, right? There's no substance underneath it. If you followed your bliss and just tried to manifest and just tried to serve without thought of reciprocation, you'll wind up empty. Bottom line, you'll wind up empty, right? You'll wind up having given everything and not received enough to sustain you. And the narrative, the myth, the fairy tale is that somehow, because of some secret law of energy somewhere, you will get back. But it just doesn't work like that. Like, even people who make a lot of money and then give a lot of money understand that when it comes to how you dictate your business, how you behave inside your whatever it is that you do to thrive in the world, that you have to be focused. You have to be disciplined. It's just not as simple as the follow your bliss ideology would have it sound. Okay? Okay. I don't feel like this was one of my better rants, unfortunately, but I had so many funny little struggles with getting my lighting right and everything, and I wanted to use the whiteboard behind you. But anyway, so, not every one of my live streams can be winners. But that having been said, if you liked this and or you enjoy my messages usually, please come and join my group. I've put the link in the chat here, so you can go into the comments in this live stream. You can find the link to join the group. Come and join the group. Here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be teaching you about branding. I'm going to be teaching you about organic marketing, and I'm going to be giving you insight into my journey and the journey of others in the group as we set out to accomplish bigger goals than we've ever accomplished before. That's really what it's about. Professionally, what I do is I help you make more money by finding more clients, creating trust with those clients through your personal brand. It is a revolutionary way of thinking compared to marketing an idea. So I'm going to just change gears here and tell you about that a little bit. If you're a service provider of any kind, if you're a coach, whatever you are, what happens is we get good at our service and then we follow our bliss. We don't focus on the mechanics that drive client acquisition. And at some point we realize we have to. And what happens when we realize we have to is, thanks Colin, is we begin to focus on how to get better at marketing. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but inherently, the underlying sort of model there is how do I refine getting one more customer at a time? With branding, it's taking that sort of narrow idea and expanding it. So it's how do I raise my cachet? How do I raise my perceived value in the market so that I don't have to get better at attracting one client at a time, right? I want you to be able to turn from a tugboat into a lighthouse. A tugboat goes out and it draws one person in at a time. A lighthouse just attracts from all directions. That's what I want you to think about. Hey, Brett, and that's what we cover in the group. That's exactly what we're kind of doing in there. I'm going to be sharing my journey with you as well to my $100,000 months. What it takes me to get there. You'll be learning from me as I go. So again, come and join the group if you like my vibe, the cut of my jib, my flavor, and you'll get plenty more of it, as well as all kinds of amazing value that you won't find anywhere else. It's the highest free level of access to me and what I do. Okay? Thank you so much. Tomorrow's live stream will be less rambly and it'll be more on point. Thanks.